Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's a little bit of an interesting topic and I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about entrepreneurship and you guys can tell by the title of the video why I'll truly never work a 9-to-5 job ever again. So with that said, I'm going to be rambling a little bit about it, and a lot of these things you can kind of apply to your own life, and I think some of the things I'll talk about that I've learned from other mentors or just people I've surrounded myself with, how you can apply that to your own business and how you think about getting a job and just working for yourself, creating and building your own business. So with that said, before I get into it, if you do enjoy some part of the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're not part of the family yet, hit that subscription button down below. We're almost to 3,000 subscribers, but enough of that said, let's get right into today's video. So the topic of this video, again, is just kind of why I'll never work a 9-to-5 job. So I ended up working a 9-to-5 in a sense, just like an hourly paid job where you're working in exchange for time. And that's a concept I'll talk about here in a second. But in college, like I really didn't even know about entrepreneurship. Before even college, I just worked at McDonald's for like 4.5 years. I worked at Wendy's, Walmart cashier. I did that whole shebang where I, in a sense, worked to be able to make another person even richer, which I wasn't ever thinking about, and a lot of people don't have that opportunity or fortune to be able to think about that. And once they get into the 9-to-5 scene, it's hard to get out of it. So those of you that are in it, I sympathize you with a lot. But with that said, it's all about being able to kind of take that next step and take that risk, because for those of people that really started their own businesses, and maybe you've worked for one of those kind of businesses just as an employee before, you have to think about it. They didn't get to that point if they didn't take that same risk that you're maybe scared of or not willing to take. The people that you worked for, those are the kind of people that took risks. So why I'll never work a 9-to-5 is simply because I can never kind of grasp that idea that I will make somebody else richer, or my cap in kind of where I would make my income. It's hard to grow, right? When you work at a 9-to-5, especially in like retail spaces, it's just like you raise 50 cents or whatever. And even just like a corporate job, and when I was originally on that path going to college, finance, whatever, working like investment banking and that kind of job, yeah, you can make a ton of money with it, but there's a cap, right? And that's what I can never wrap my head around, is like, am I really as good as $100,000 a year, $150,000 a year? Am I good as even just $300,000 a year? And yeah, that's a lot of money in retrospect, and you can easily live off that and live comfortably. Why wouldn't you take the step back and kind of realize you have the opportunity to make way more than that? And the only really way to do that is to, one, create your own business, or two, in a sense, just be an entrepreneur, growing whatever that might be, whether it's a product or a service. It could be really anything. So if you guys don't have that mindset yet, I'd recommend you start reading a lot of books in entrepreneurship, because that's kind of where I kind of switched that flip. I didn't read too much, I'm not a big reader, but I attended conferences such as the Build Your Empire event. I've had a video on that in the past, where a bunch of world-class speakers that have people come in that make a ton of money. You can tell that these kind of speakers think differently in the way they see money. It's just kind of the simple things, as if you want to make $1 million, you have to have the mindset of making $10 million, because that's how you're going to be able to scale. You can't, once you reach $1 million, and actually whether it's sales or profit, what do you do after that? Do you cap yourself? No. If you have a bigger goal in mind, and just have that minor goal in the middle, you're always going to have that feeling of satisfaction. So that's why I never set financial goals for myself. A lot of people ask me how much money I want to make in 2019 or make in the next 5 or 10 years. Well, I don't want to put that kind of cap on what I want to make, because that's in a sense what a 9-to-5 job is. And for me, I'll never work a 9-to-5 simply because, one, I do have phone flipping, which is I'm always going to be able to make more money than I would at most 9-to-5 jobs, whether it's retail or corporate. I can make a lot more money just doing that from my little laptop here and just from my room. I know how to make it work, and there's always going to be a market for it. Even if I get out of phones, it's just a flipping market, right? Whether it's sneakers, clothing, phones, any type of electronics in general, I'll always be able to make more money than like an average $60,000 or $70,000 job corporate. And if I ever wanted to scale that, all I have to do is be able to either get in a retail location like I'm doing, get in the online space of it, or invest in other business models. So for me, and how I want to build my wealth is through retail locations, and hopefully that can expand to multiple locations over the next 5-10 years, which is easily expandable if you figure out how to do it the right way first in that first job, and then also invest that real estate back. Invest that money back into real estate. So for me, I want to get into wholesale real estate in 2019, and then once I get familiar with that, starting investing properties, do seller refinancing and things like that to be able to get monthly checks or make a decent amount of money just flipping a contract, which I can easily do maybe 1 to 5 of those a month once I am able to learn the system a little bit better, because I just don't want to put myself out there without any knowledge. It's good to put yourself out there, and you really just have to do it to be able to be successful. But at the same time, you need to do your research. But that's a little bit kind of off topic for this video. But that's kind of why I'll never work a 9 to 5. Like, I found something that I'm really good at, and it's never going to go away. So you know you're in a sense in a stable market if you're able to do that. For me, that's phone flipping. For you, that might be real estate. That might be creating some sort of product or even a service that could possibly survive a recession. You know you're going to do really well, but it's that fact of you have to recognize, is this susceptible to a down market crash? And hopefully it's not like 2008, but soon, when I'm filming this video, probably in the next year, 2 or 3 years, there's going to be a down market. People are going to have to be more conservative. So is your business model going to survive in that? That's where it really, you just kind of have to take a step back, and that's why real estate is so, I mean, like, it's kind of down market proof. So that's why I want to get into it. Every single big entrepreneur that has made millions of multi-millions of dollars has real estate, because that's what pays them every single month. In an up market, in a down market, they're getting paid, and they're able to kind of maintain their lifestyle, whatever that might be. So with that said, I hope you guys can kind of take something out of this video a little bit. I hope you can kind of turn on that switch, whether it be just through this video or maybe a switch to go out there, read a couple more books, or listen to a couple more podcasts, or watch a couple more YouTube videos. All the motivation, knowledge, and stuff is out there. Don't get yourself overwhelmed. Choose one thing at a time, and just put your entire kind of focus into that, putting your mindset into what they're talking about, and I guarantee you're going to see business in a whole different way, and you're going to think on a much longer term rather than just how an average entrepreneur thinks, just that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years spectrum. You want to be on the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 year spectrum, because that's where their true wealth comes. So with that said, if you enjoyed today's video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you're not part of the family yet, hit that subscription button down below. I'd appreciate the support so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.